morning, you're watching Independent News. I am Sadia Rahman. Before we go into the details, here is a quick look at the headlines. The government issues a circular removing the BUET Pro-Vice Chancellor amid weeks of protests by teachers and students. The Finance Minister says that the process relating to the World Bank financing the Padma Bridge project will start within this month. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina warns the police against any indiscipline. She directs the force to use modern technology to combat terrorism and other crimes. The government today issued a circular removing Professor Habibur as the Pro-Vice Chancellor of the Bangladesh University of Engineering and Technology, or BUET. The removal comes after weeks of protests by BUET teachers and students against the VC and the Pro-VC. The teachers and students met the Education Minister last week, where they placed a 3-point charter of demands. At the meeting, the Minister assured them of removing the Pro-VC. Meanwhile, the BUET campus was almost empty today. Protesting students said that they will return to classes after receiving the notice. The government has decided to take tests this year to enroll students in medical and dental colleges. Deputy Attorney General Mutahar Hussain informed a High Court bench of the decision today. The third bench of the High Court was hearing a petition seeking its directive on the government to enroll students holding tests. The bench of Justice Sheikh Hassan Arif will pass an order on the petition tomorrow. Earlier, on the 27th of August, a two-judge bench passed a split order on the petition. Emerging from the court today, the Deputy Attorney General told journalists that the government now faces no bar to starting the admission process.
The government has decided to enroll medical students through tests this year. The court has asked the government to start the admission procedure without waiting for a verdict.
Finance Minister AMA Muhith has said that the process relating to the World Bank financing of the Padma Bridge project will start within this month. He was speaking to journalists before leaving for a 10-day visit to China. The Finance Minister said that discussions are currently being held with the ADB, JICA and the World Bank on how the project will be implemented. Muhith said that he is hopeful of a proper solution very soon. However, Muhith reiterated that the grounds on which the World Bank cancelled the Padma Bridge funding were baseless. The Finance Minister also refused to comment on the issue relating to the Prime Minister's Economic Affairs Advisor, Mushiur Rahman.
Reaching a consensus is nothing impossible. Once that happens, I personally hope that various processes will begin within this month. The World Bank will make formal announcements at their convenient time. I'm still counting on the possibility of that.
Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has directed the police to use modern technology to combat terrorism and new types of criminal activities. She said that the government has taken the policy of zero tolerance for maintaining discipline in the force. She made the comments at a program at Sharda Police Academy in Rajshahi today.
The Prime Minister was given a guard of honor by the newly recruited Assistant Superintendents of Police of the 29th BCS batch. The program was organized to mark the completion of their training course. Hasina distributed awards among the best performers in different categories. Sheikh Hasina said that the rule of law has been established in the country. She added that the government has also taken various steps to combat crimes.
The government has taken stern action to prevent trafficking in women and children and the use of drugs. We have completed the trial of Bangabandhu killers and initiated the war crimes trial. Internal security is now stronger. The police have played an important role in achieving all this.
The Prime Minister said that her government has planned to create 32,000 new jobs in the cadre and non-cadre levels of the police. She, however, warned against indiscipline acts in the force.
I want to remind you that we have taken a zero-tolerance policy in ensuring discipline in the force. No wrongdoers will be spared. Everyone must maintain discipline. This is the most important thing in pursuing your duties.
The Prime Minister also urged the new officers to ensure the rule of law and justice and to uphold the spirit of the Liberation War and human values.
BNP leader Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir has said that the government wants to establish what he calls one-party Bakshal rule. He was speaking at a program in the capital this morning. Fakhrul's remark comes a day after Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina said that the BNP is possessed by what she said is the ghost of caretaker government. The BNP acting Secretary General said that it was Sheikh Hasina's Awami League which brought the country nearly to a standstill in 1996 to push for the demand of a caretaker government. But now Hasina and her government has lost confidence in the people, and so they are speaking against the caretaker government system. Fakhrul also warned the government against any attempt to establish autocratic rule in the country.
The ghost that the Prime Minister talked about is perhaps the ghost of a one-party rule that her party had created. The government has lost faith in the people. They have realized that the people are no more with them and will not cast a vote for them in the next general elections. That is why they are now talking against the caretaker government system.
Prime Minister's energy advisor Tofique Chowdhury has said that the government plans to start providing new gas connections to industrial units within a month. He also requested potential consumers to be prepared for paying additional fees. Tofique made the remarks at a program organized by the Federation of Bangladesh Chambers of Commerce and Industries in the capital today. At the program, leaders of the country's apex trade body requested the advisor to take steps to provide power connections to new industrial units by any means possible. In response, the advisor said that he talked with the Prime Minister about the issue. He added that the Premier approved the demand of new gas and electricity connections. The construction of the proposed Shazibari power plant in Habiganj has been halted due to complications in land acquisition. Owners allege that the government is offering far less than actual prices for their land. Once in operation, this gas-fired power plant will add 300 megawatts of electricity to the national grid. However, the inaction of the local administration adds to the uncertainty in the implementation of the project.
The government initiated the Shazibari power plant in 2011. Initiatives were also taken immediately to acquire lands in this regard. However, the process could not advance as the government fixed the rate that was far lower than the market price of the land. Owners declined to sell their lands at the government offered rate.
The government is offering only 44,000 taka for the land worth 300 to 500,000 taka.
Local people even threaten with agitation for fair price of their lands.
We will block the Dhaka-Sylhet highway. If necessary, we will sacrifice our life to save our land.
The district administration admitted of the allegations and the needs for increasing the government rate.
We cannot acquire land at the government rate. This area has become an industrially important zone. Different companies are trying to purchase land at higher prices, so the government has to pay more than others.
However, neither the district administration nor the power ministry could say what exactly the government plans to do now.
And now for a short break. Coming up afterwards, A Canadian provincial lawmaker says that his country may extradite Bangabandhu killer Noor Chowdhury if Bangladesh pledges in writing that the convict will not be executed. Dilapidated roads in the capital are increasingly adding to the sufferings of commuters. Welcome back to Independent News. President Jillur Rahman has urged judges to take necessary steps for the quick disposal of cases lying pending with the Supreme Court. He said that the cases should be resolved soon to establish the rule of law and to ease public sufferings. The President came up with the call when 6 newly appointed judges of the High Court Division called on him at his official residence, Bangabandhu, in Dhaka today. The judges assured the President that they would perform their duties with utmost sincerity for preserving the country's constitution and laws. Jillur Rahman urged the judges to contribute for establishing the truth and rights of the people. Canadian provincial lawmaker Michael Prue has said that his country may extradite Bangabandhu killer Noor Chowdhury if Bangladesh pledges in writing not to execute the convict. Michael Prue represents the Beaches East York electoral district in the Legislative Assembly of Ontario in Canada. He is now on a private visit to Bangladesh. Michael Prue made the comment during a Meet the Press session in Dhaka today. He said that existing Canadian law does not allow the extradition of anyone who is facing a death sentence in the recipient country. Prue said his country does not accept capital punishment and the Canadian government is unable to do anything on the Noor Chowdhury issue.
If the courts are satisfied that he lied on his application when he said that he had never been convicted of or committed a criminal offense, you have to sign that form. And if he signed that form and they are convinced that he in fact he did do that, he can be stripped of his citizenship, but he still cannot be extradited without the consent of the Bangladeshi government that they will not extradite.
The International Crimes Tribunal, too, has taken into cognizance charges of crimes against humanity against Jamaat-e-Islami leader Abul Kalam Azad, alias Bachchu Rajakar. The tribunal also ordered the authorities to arrest the accused and present him before it on the 23rd of September. The 3-member tribunal, headed by Justice A.K.M. Fazle Kabir, passed the order today. The tribunal also said that a report has to be submitted if the accused cannot be produced before it on the scheduled date. In that case, the tribunal ordered that the trial process will continue in the absence of the accused. Dilapidated roads in the capital are increasingly adding to the sufferings of commuters. The poor condition of these roads are causing traffic jams and accidents. The City Corporation authorities say that the issue cannot be resolved until and unless overloaded vehicles are barred from plying the city roads.
This is the road from Farmgate to Tejgaon. On a rainy day, this stretch of road turns into a pool. Vehicles must remain cautious because potholes beneath the water may cause deadly accident anytime. People who take this route say that the journey on this road is unbearable.
Please provide us boats to cross the road.
This is the Love Road in Tejgaon industrial area. Water overflowing sewer lines has badly damaged the road. Temporary repairs that were done recently brought no benefit to the situation.
You don't know where the potholes are, so there is no safe part of the road to move.
There are dilapidated roads in almost all parts of the capital. The city corporation authorities say that lack of funds hampered their regular repair of roads.
Small roads have a lower load-bearing capacity. Large trucks carrying 20 or even 30 tons of load ply these roads and cause damage. They also have the responsibility to make small roads off-limits to heavy trucks. Taxes are not being increased. We cannot even properly collect existing taxes, and this is hampering development.
The city corporation official urged law enforcers to prevent movement of overloaded vehicles on the city roads.
And now for international news. Pakistan and India have signed a new visa agreement. The treaty that makes cross-border travel easier is the latest sign of thawing relations between two nuclear-armed countries which have long seen each other as enemies. Pakistani Foreign Minister Hina Rabbani Kar announced the agreement during a press conference in Islamabad alongside her Indian counterpart S.M. Krishna. Both spoke positively about the momentum in diffusing tensions between the two countries. The agreement makes travel easier for business people, tourists, religious pilgrims, children and the elderly.
People are at the heart. Thank the Pakistan side. We also discussed measures for promoting cooperation in various fields, including facilitating visits to religious shrines, media exchanges, holding of sports tournaments, and cessation of hostile propaganda against each other.
We are willing to forge ahead without being held hostage to past positions, that we are willing to forge ahead to develop a different future which is people-centric, which is development-centric, which is centric to the citizens, to the common citizens of India and Pakistan.
And now for a sports update. Bangladesh has moved up in the most recent ICC 2020 rankings, 2 spots above Australia. 2 consecutive losses by the Australians to Pakistan led to their drop from number 4 to number 10. Australia now have 85 points according to the ICC ranking system that counts all matches played from August 2010. Ireland stand 9th in the latest rankings. Bangladesh have 8th place with 95 points. On top of the table is South Africa, followed by England, Sri Lanka and Pakistan. India takes the 5th spot. That's all for now. You can get more news and updates from independent television through your mobile phones. For breaking news, go to your mobile message option, type start, space, B and send to 16232. For daily news updates, type start, space, DN and send to 16232. You can also call 16232 from any operator to listen to the latest headlines in Bangla. We'll see you tomorrow night, same time, 8 p.m. Independent News.